Hi, Daryl Wittenberg here with Industrial Solutions and Innovation. Today we're really excited to introduce our bench beveling system. This is our ready-to-weld 24-inch bench beveling system. This system has a range of 2 to 24 inches and it clamps with a prismatic clamp so that you don't have to adjust anything to go from one size to the other. The clamps just simply close in on themselves. What we've got here is a piece of pipe, it's schedule 80, and we're going to perform a J-prep just like this on the other side. What we've also done in the design of this machine, now this machine is our prototype, so production machines will actually have all of this powder coated, but for this purpose, we were testing out our prototype, and I wanted to be able to show you where we're at on this. This system has really tight clamping up on the front end so that we can clamp on really short pieces of pipe. One of the complaints about equipment like this in the industry right now is that you've got to have something that's 12 inches or greater to be able to bevel it. We can actually clamp on something as short as 3 or 4 inches in length. If you want to ID track, we may need to be a little bit longer, but this gives you a tremendous amount of flexibility on how you set up the machine. Again, it has a range of 2 to 24 inches. It's electronic clamping. We clamp with this motor right here. And then we have a ability to put an ID tracker on so that we can do a J-prep just like this. So we're actually tracking the ID, measuring and keeping that ovality in mind. We're actually using that ID tracker to keep the land thickness consistent. So this is set thicker than you would want in production, just so we can show you how that land looks. But we're gonna hold that within a few thousandths all the way around. We have this angle at 25 degrees because that's what we normally see people doing for a J-bevel in the orbital welding arena. So what we've got on here, if we go around here to this side and we look through the window, you can see a pipe that's already clamped in there with our ID tracker in place. That pipe obviously has a big nasty burr on the end of it. We've been playing with it. So we're going to remove that burr and do this prep all at the same time. That ID tracker is going to float through the ID and allow it to keep that consistency. It's going to leave that ovality in place. We're not machining it away, but with the ID tracker, we can work with that ovality and still give us a consistent land thickness. Real quick, on our operator control panel, what we've got here is a very simple system. You've got a few presets on the RPM. So you can start off at 35, 75, or 125. 125 is the maximum on this. And then you can raise that up or down as you're machining to get the right speed. There will also be a chart here that will tell you what RPM we would recommend for your either alloy or wall thickness, depending on what you're doing. We have a light on the inside to make it easier to see. So we can turn that light on and off right there. And then this is our start button for the rotation of the tool plate. We can have up to 4 tool holders on that tool plate at one time. So right here, we're gonna be doing a face and a bevel. But if we wanted to run a counterbore, we weren't gonna run an ID tracker, we were gonna counterbore it. Or if we had really thick pipe and we needed to be able to run 2 bits to cover that wall thickness or even 3, we can do this with this tool plate. The ID tracker, again, is going to ride through that ovality and give us a consistent land. So I think we're about ready to run the prep here. I'm gonna let Michelle with the camera get around here to where she can see what's going on inside. And I'm gonna start the system up. You can see that ID tracker tracking around in there. Now I'm gonna run this thing up to the speed we're gonna use. Now we're gonna prep this pipe. Removing that burr that was there. We're starting with that ID tracker bit. Simply stop that prep. And that's all there is to putting a J-prep on the end of that pipe. Now that we can go around to the front of it again and see that same prep we did earlier, and you can see we have a nice consistent thickness, and we have a nice smooth radius, a nice finish. These systems, again, this covers a 2 to 24-inch pipe size range. These will be available for rent and for purchase. Just simply go to our website at www.isi-llc.com. You can look at the entire Ready to Weld line there. Thank you.